Friends, on behalf of the Indian Consulate, I would like to express my gratitude to Tamilnadu friends, Tamilnadu Cultural Society, and Mr. Gurthappan personally for taking this initiative to bring us together to share our thoughts about Dr. Kalam and pay tribute to this great Bharat Ratna. For me, like all of you, the passing away of Dr. Kalam represents a big void for the nation and also a personal sense of bereavement for all of us collectively. I can't remember the personal sense of loss that all of us and billion people of India and millions of his admirers and friends all over the world that they are feeling. I remember my mother talking about death of Mahatma Gandhi, and she was very young, 7-8 years old girl, and she remembers that when she got the news of the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi and his passing away, then she did not have food because everyone felt that someone very closely belonging to him or her had gone out of their life. And that is what I feel in our consulate and all the people who have been sharing their thoughts on email, on Facebook and Twitter, and also messages of condolences that we have got. That is the sentiment that I feel. And for me, for people of India, Dr. Kalam was not just a president. He was the most popular, most beloved president India was fortunate to have. He was in true sense people's president. And also he was Bharat Ratna, but he was not just a Bharat Ratna. He was the most glorious, most resplendent Ratna that modern India has produced. He was a scholar, he was a scientist, he was a thinker, he was an innovator, he was a teacher, and above all, he was such a wonderful human being. For me, it's not appropriate to go into his accomplishments they are very well known, but personally, I have been very deeply inspired by some unique features that Dr. Kalam represented. First of all, his life itself is a glorious, inspiring message. Just imagine a person born in a very, very humble background, in a very remote part of South India, in a Muslim family, had to sell newspapers to sustain his education, and by the sheer grit, sheer dedication, sheer devotion and diligence and commitment and perseverance, he not only rose himself to great heights, but took the whole nation to unprecedented glory. What an inspiring life Dr. Kalam had. Secondly, he embodied what India and Indian culture in its most glorious and purest and most divine form represent. He was a true, I think, the ideal personification of Indian concept of secularism. Such a fine combination of modernity and spirituality. I can hardly think of any other parallel example of a true modern Karmayogi Brahmarshi. Such deep commitment to his kartavya, such profound sense of renunciation and detachment in conduct of daily life. And I would like to recall one incident which remains etched in my mind is the moment he left the president office, Rashtrapati Bhavan. He left the the Rashtrapati Bhavan with the same nonchalance, same sense of detachment, same humility and dignity with which he had entered that glorious premises 5 years ago. That is a true yogi. That a yogi who is not affected by loss, gain, victory, defeat. He does his work, karma, and leaves things behind. And the third aspect is he was a true visionary, true dreamer. And dream for him was not sleeping, and he said once that dream is not what you see with your eyes closed, but dream is what makes you, keeps you awake throughout the night. And he dreamt of India, which is a developed India by 2020. He inspired the whole nation towards that mission to make India a developed country by 2020. In India, which is modern in true sense. Modern as a role model for a humanistic, compassionate, kind, fair society. An India which is a world leader in knowledge, a knowledge superpower, and not just development in terms of physical prosperity and physical wealth, but also richness in spirituality and richness in philosophy, richness in human values. And Dr. Kalam, throughout his life, remained a man of action. He once said that action, the knowledge without action is irrelevant. Knowledge with action can convert adversity into prosperity. And for him, life was a constant endeavor, constant quest of knowledge. And what befitting message he could give to us, that till his last breath, he remained committed to the same mission. Friends, to pay tribute to that kind of glorious, inspiring personality, empty words are not enough. And also, shedding tears is not enough. I feel not shedding tears, but shedding sweat. आंसू बहाना नहीं बल्कि पसीना बहाना उनके लिए सही ट्रिब्यूट होगा. मैं आप सब लोगों से यही प्रार्थना करता हूँ. I pray to all of you that please inspire, please tell your children the story of Dr. Kalam and message of Dr. Kalam, and let us all try to imbibe his message of action and message of keeping the nation, keeping the humanity above our own petty parochial interests. I think that would be a befitting tribute to that great large soul, and he will remain eternally in the Indian soil, and he will remain a glow